Hello, my monstrosities. Hello once again. Today I bring to you a developer update discussion video. This just dropped earlier today. They're talking about the changes they've made from the PTB. I've already gone through it, and I want to share my thoughts about it. So let's just go right into the biggest issue, the Skull Merchant. First, they've made it so that your power cooldown instead of 12.5 is 10 seconds. That's okay. I think it could go down to 8. But the biggest part is that they've made it so that deploying drones is no longer a part of putting your power on cooldown. I don't know why that was a thing. So hopefully this makes the Skull Merchant feel a bit more fluid instead of having to wait to recall a drone and then, if you activated one, yada yada yada, and wait till the next one to put. So I'm glad that this is here. And I guess that justifies the 10 seconds, but not really. But hey. Next, it took 4 seconds for the drones to become active after you deployed one. This is now 3. Does that make a bigger difference? No, I think this could have been halved. I really think it could have been 2. But we'll see, I guess. It's better, so hey, that's better. This next part took me a while to understand. After 5 seconds, in the PTB, people were able to hack the drones. Now they can't hack it for 10 seconds. But basically, I don't know why they added this because in the leaked buffs that seem to have checked out so far, it said that the drone will remain active for 20 seconds instead of 25. I understand what that means now, and you are just adding this, confusing more people. The drone will give you 30 seconds of being active in regardless. They're just saying for the first 10 of those 30 seconds, you can't hack it. So in the PTB, it remained active for 30, and you couldn't hack it for 5. That just this is unnecessary jargon. Just this is the part you need to focus on. You can't hack the drones for 10 seconds. They remain active for 30 seconds. Next, staying inside the radius 3 seconds will give you undetectable. This has been taken down to 2. I still feel that it can be instant, if I'm being honest with you. Waiting 3 seconds for a drone to become active and then an additional 2 means 5 seconds essentially of you waiting to be in an area before you can be undetectable for something that only lasts 2 seconds outside of the circle. This still needs to be instant. Probably can't change my mind on that anytime soon. Next, they've changed lock on for mostly the better. Lock on duration has been increased to a minute. It will decay 10 seconds after exiting the zone. This was 5. It will reset if somebody that is fully locked on goes into another active drone and won't decay until they leave the zone. And finally, you can see the progress as the Skull Merchant. If you have looked at my Skull Merchant videos, you saw that I liked Make Your Choice on the Skull Merchant. Basically, they were running away from me for a minute, and then they were ending up in my zones, marking them, meaning that they had to run away for an additional 30 seconds on top of that if they escaped me from that time, right? So that's good, I guess. Yeah, I guess a minute's fair. I'm not gonna say that you need to take it up to anything insane, but yeah. Now, in 10 seconds after exiting an active zone, I am a trickster main, so decaying meters is something I am familiar with, but unfortunately, with this power, there's a lot less autonomy to making sure that that doesn't happen, right? With trickster, you just get good, hit your shots, and the meter doesn't go down. But if somebody just goes around the big red bubbles, then they just get to let the meter go. I still feel it should be kind of like a ghost face mark where it doesn't go away until it goes all the way. I feel like you should just be building it. That means that you don't essentially get to sit on a generator for free and things like that. I Yeah, I still feel that, but we'll see. I'm kind of hopeful for that. And this, I don't know why this wasn't the initial thought. I don't know why this wasn't. I don't know why we ever saw a version where this wasn't implemented. This is basic design. If you're going to make it so that scary zone is scary, there shouldn't be a time where it's not scary, right? Like, you make it so that you're building up to being exposed, and then if you loop that person for another 30 seconds, even inside of the active zone, you just have to start over. This should have been from the very, this should have never not been a part of the conversation for this bad guy. And then finally, seeing the progress doesn't really help you because, like I said, you can't really do much to make sure that they are in the zones besides hoping that they stay too tight to things. I I guess I guess better than not, right? I guess. Yeah. Next we have the claw traps. The battery life has been increased to 45 seconds. What's 25? Again, why was this ever? Why was that ever a number that came out of anybody's mouth? Or coding. Why did anybody type 25? That was goofy. If a gen solo takes 90 seconds, why was anybody able to have a claw trap on them for less than a third of a gen? That making it half is that should have been the starting point, the only point if we're being honest. This was goofy. The overcharge add-on, that's the one if I remember correctly that made it so that you had longer battery life on the claw traps has been touched. Knowing them, they've nerfed it to an additional 2 seconds, but I'll remain hopeful. Then survivors will no longer receive an indicator when their location is revealed by the skull merchant scanner. Duh. Why did you give the skull merchant object of obsession? That what? Like what? Like that made no sense. If the entire ooga booga part of this character is that, oh, I don't know where they are, but they know where I am. Why would you let somebody know that they know where they are? Like that should be evident from the claw trap being on the person in general. There's no reason you should go, hey, let's give the survivors a way to see that. Those are the moments where I'm like, you know what? Maybe the devs are survivor sided. I understand that's the side that sells the most cosmetics, but come on now. That's the only time where I'll go talk about that. Like that was goofy because let's think about it. Oh, my teammate just got hooked over there. Now there's an eyeball on top of my head. They might be coming for me. So I'm going to start running. Like, duh, duh. And then next, Skull Merchant will move faster when checking her radar up to 4.4 instead of 4.0. I didn't know that it was only 100%, which is tier 3 Nemesis holding tentacle. That this that's worse than I thought it was. I understood why you didn't gain bloodlust because you knowing the position the entire time is a little bit unfair. But if you're going to make it 4.4, just don't have this. Like, just make it so that you move at regular speed while holding your cell phone. I okay. Then next, I'm gonna be honest. Don't know what this means. I assume it might means that you get better pings to let you know when to check your radar and things. I don't know because what would happen in a PTB for me is I would hear a ping, look at my radar, thinking that the person that set it off is the one that I've just been in this loop with and on the drone. No, it's somebody that passed through a drone, built lock on, didn't even get the claw trap on, just passed through one of the active drones across the way. I don't even see where that person is because they're not in the active drone radius anymore. And the person I'm in the loop with is wondering why I'm standing in the middle of a loop looking at a radar and probably standing outside of it and running to the next loop. So I hope that's what this means, but I have no clue. If you have any idea, let me know. Then we go on to more things about the claw traps, where I feel that they've completely undone all of their progress. Approaching a drone with a claw trap will no longer cause it to enter an unhackable state. This just means that now you will suffer from the same issue as Twins and Pinhead, where somebody can hold your power hostage. If somebody with a claw trap just goes through all of your drones and undoes them, guess what? You gain nothing from that, and they gain everything. As well as the fact that, ooh, that'll recharge your battery. They can, this doesn't do anything. Because what, you then just know where they are, and then once you finally go, hey, stop touching that and put them down, they lose the claw trap once they get downed anyway. So they've gained only positives from this, if we're being honest. This needs to be reconsidered thoroughly. And honestly, back to why would they implement this? Oh boy. And then finally, another duh. Survivors who fail a hack will now be immediately locked on. If you trip a laser, it's supposed to be scary, right? Like that was the entire that's the entire trope of that, right? Like you trigger the trap and now you are in danger. Yeah, you don't that doesn't mean that you should just get a second chance to do it again. Like this should have been from the jump, but hey. Then we go on to the perks that I guess for most of them, one of them is pretty bad. Two of them are pretty bad. They completely, neutered eruption. Yeah, I don't care if you make it 10% of total progress from the current that you gave it. You have no reason to run this over just running pop now, and you're not running pop because that's also not very good. No, I guess by itself. Some people are trying to make the claim that it's okay with overcharge and Call of Brian now, but why should it take three perks to make one work? I don't. But yeah, nah. This is still too far. Make it 15 at least. Then Thwack, they took off the timer from it, so they just stole Pop's coding and then changed the number. Yeah, this didn't need a timer because why did I have limited time to break a pallet and gain from it? Breaking a pallet is already taking up my time, and it required me to have a hook first. So this will be better now that you essentially can have it active the entire game as long as you're getting hooks right, I guess. So yeah, it's a change, and it's a change for the better. But I still don't see Thwack being such a good perk. But seeing as how they haven't mentioned the perk that I'm concerned about for the Skull Merchant side of it, if you're looking at my TikToks and shorts, you'll understand which one I'm talking about. Means that I'm more concerned. But hey, then next they didn't change Blood Rush, but instead they changed Background Player because this is another duh. And they've changed it to something much worse than imaginable, if I'm being honest with you. They've made it so that the problem was that you basically just encouraged tunneling, which was a very big duh. Like you ran away for 6 seconds. For 6 seconds, you had sprint burst for six after farming your friend. I don't. That should have been the known issue with that perk when it was designed. But then they've made it so that you have worse sprint bursts overall because now you don't activate it. The bad guy does. This activates when the bad guy picks up another survivor, and instead of 3 second sprint burst, it is a 4 second sprint burst, which means you could be sitting on a gen, blinded, and the person picks up another survivor, and you are now exhausted. Why would anybody do this? Why would anybody do? You could just have your sprint burst ready to go for a save or unhook. Uh, I don't. I don't. What are they doing? What are they doing? It's so bad. It was bad before, but for bad reasons. Like it was bad not because it was a bad perk. Like you still had autonomy over it, but you basically said, "Hey, do that thing that everybody's crying about. But now you've just made something completely unusable, and I don't know why. So yeah, there's that. Oh, those are my thoughts too. Let me know what you're thinking, cause I know what I'm thinking. These are some major oofs. Um, across the board. Like they undid everything good they'd set up top with this change. Mark my words. Um, and yeah, this is bad. This is still bad. I don't know. I don't know. So yeah, if you like the video, like it. Got a comment from a comment. And until next time, peace out, my monstrosities.